Good day, I am Rodely Angalang from BS Scream 3 Echo. For this video, I will discuss the form of executive clemency in Module 6. Executive clemency, it is a collective term for absolute pardon, conditionally pardon, and commutation of sentence. This is not a right but only a privilege, which means that there is a need to make a request to the granting authority. Rules and regulations for petitions for executive clemency or parole. The board may consider cases for parole, commutation of sentence, or conditional pardon whenever the interests of justice will be served. Petitions must be addressed to the chairman of executive director of the board. The petition for absolute pardon must be accompanied by the supporting documents. These documents include affidavits from responsible members of the community where the petitioner resides. A probation and parole officer shall conduct an investigation on the conduct and activities as well as the social and economic conditions of the petitioner prior to his conviction. And since his release from prison, a petition for executive clemency or parole may be referred to the Secretary of National Defense if the crime committed by the petitioner is against national security or public order or law of nations. In case of an alien, the petition shall be referred to the Department of Foreign Affairs for comment and recommendation. Petitions for executive clemency may be reviewed if the prisoners meet the following minimum requirements. The prisoners must have served at least one-third of the minimum of his indeterminate and or definite sentence or the aggregate minimum of all his sentences. This includes those whose sentences were adjusted to a definite prison term of 40 years. The board may consider a petition for absolute pardon even before the grant of final release and discharge under the provisions of Republic Act No. 7659 and other special laws. Prisoners who escape or evaded service of sentence are not eligible for executive clemency for a period of 1 year from the date of their last recommitment to prison. Interview of prisoners. Any board member of government official authorized by the board may interview prisoners confined in prison or jail. The board may require a prisoner convicted of heinous crime to undergo a psychological or psychiatric examination if the prisoner has a history of mental instability. Publication of those eligible for executive clemency or parole, names of prisoners convicted of heinous crimes or those sentenced by final judgment to reclusion perpetua or life imprisonment. A petition for conditional pardon, commutation of sentence, or parole may be considered by the Board of Pardons and Paroles. Factors to be considered includes the age of the petitioner, the gravity of the offense, and the manner in which it was committed. The board may give special consideration to the recommendation for commutation if there are any special circumstances. 25. Board of Action. A majority of the members of the board constituting a quorum shall be necessary to recommend the grants of executive clemency or to grant parole. 26. Pardon. It is a gracious act of the power vested with the execution of the laws or the President. An absolute pardon removes penalty and disabilities and restores full civil and political rights. Conditional pardon extinguishes criminal liability within certain limits or conditions of punishment imposed by law. It does not discharge the civil liability of the convict to the individual he has wronged, as the President has no power to pardon a private wrong. A pardon does not restore the right to hold public office or the right to vote unless such rights are expressly restored by the terms of the pardon. Pre-trial release is committed to making a cost-efficient mechanism available for the release of defendants from jail to assist in alleviating on overcrowded jail and to providing a fair and unbiased method of release. to inspire confidence in the legal system, to reduce the loss of spending power in the community, and the accompanying loss of potential tax revenue to the country. That's all.